all the viewers and attendees of the 2021 virtual Celebration of the Arts. Today we have a segment that we call Nane Ke Kumu, looking to the source. We bring artisans forward and they tell us who inspired them, what inspires them, and what makes them move things forward. So today I'm very happy to have a friend here, Mr. Jacob Makana Adolpho. Aloha, sir.
Mahalo.
I look at your pieces here and it goes from the most rawest form of nature you can get, and yet you make these into products. How do you judge what to get, when to get, why to get?
If we're talking the La'i Cape here, this was originally started about 5 years ago. This provides a very functional garment for me when I'm in the middle of the lava fields. Good shade, the wind comes up under the leaves, provides me with cooling, or if I'm up in Wa'akua and it is pouring rain, this keeps me safe.
Maybe you can throw this on the shoulders and see us all. Is that possible?
Easy, yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Now, go ahead. But there's something that you said that made a lot of sense to me. It's following function. And again, Hawaiians did not waste their time preparing stuff that wasn't functional.
This is the inside. There are over 800 separate la'i tied to this. And unlike a Gore-Tex jacket, when I get a hole in that, I don't know how to fix it. This one is ready to go. Provides very, very good coverage in the sun. Provides a lot of shade. The wind still comes through. And during a direct downpour, this provides
It is
a lot of protection.
coverage from water.
A lot of protection.
Yeah.
Straight water right on top of it right now. I stay dry underneath.
Oh, nice, nice. Thank you. So this is la'i, the very functional,
Yes.
commonly called tea leaf.
Yes.
From cooking to weaving to protection like this, even spiritual protection.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a major reason why. A major reason.
For the spiritual mana that you
Aye.
get from the tea leaf.
Aye.
Okay, now, you had to start somewhere.
Yes.
Where was your beginning?
I was born on Mauna Loa on Molokai, and I was raised between Mauna Loa and Ho'olehua. We were very impoverished growing up. We didn't have a whole lot of resources. We started to make things with our hands. We were using pieces of string to make kama'as, and we were hunting our own game at a very young age. Luckily, we did have kupuna who helped to guide us. When necessity came, they helped to guide us to solutions that were not only appropriate culturally, but instilled a sense of wisdom that we're able to pass on to the next generation. It's very important.
So, and again, the necessity of doing these things was a way of life. It wasn't an art form.
No.
It was absolutely something that you had to do to survive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I look at this. You know, this is how?
How?
This is
Yes.
how. This is the bark of the how.
Straight off of the branch.
Now this is in its absolute raw form.
Yes.
And it comes off of branches like
These
like,
branches right here, that's about a half a dozen of these branches stripped in the river yesterday.
Okay, so you strip this, and then what do you do with this?
And then what we do with that is this then needs to be soaked. So when you soak these fibers, there's about 6 layers of fibers here. When you soak this in fresh water, bacteria forms. The bacteria eats the layers of epoxy that holds the layers of bast together, these fibers right here, and naturally separates them. You do that for about 2 weeks. You're gonna really smell, it's gonna get stink.
It almost ferments?
It ferments, it does, it just ferments right there. When it ferments like that, you will see the fibers naturally separating. At that point, about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, you bring it back to the river, wash it, and
It becomes that?
this is what you get.
Wow. The difference in the color is amazing.
Yes, yes.
And of course, the elasticity of this versus the stiffness of that.
This is ready to go, ready to be used to be turned into whatever the creator wants. That's my goal, is to get it to that point.
So, to ulana, to weave all of this, to kaula, to cordage, I always thought, if not for the man who created cordage, we would not be able to tie the yaku to the canoes, and the canoes would huli. If not for the man who created the kaula, to lash our wood together to make our hale, our homes, we'll be living in caves.
Yes, sir.
So as simple as this may look, or as a task or whatever the case may be, it is a very important segment of Hawaiians. Being on the ocean on the canoes, one seat was occupied by a man who could do the kaula.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I admire you for doing that, absolutely. Now, these pieces that you have here, are they different styles of lashing?
These are not different styles of lashing, they're different stages, basically. So we have something that's very, very clean right here that is new.
New meaning the coconut?
Meaning the coconut fibers. This would have been used to lash housing. We have something, you know, that's a little bit less cleaned up. The structural capability here is far superior to other types of fibers when you're talking about waterproof, ability to hold the canoe together. This really was the chosen.
And this is all new as well?
This is all new. Yep.
All coconut?
Yep, this is all coconut as well. So the basics are that you take these fibers, and they're about that long. Couple, pretty small. Take those fibers and you twist them.
So the body becomes your table.
Yes, it does. Body gives you what you need. And as you twist it, that's your first little bit.
The coconut tree to me is one of the most unheralded trees because it provides us with the water for medicine, provides us with the meat for food and medicine, and then we have the shells that we use for apu, for our cups, the trunks we use for our drums. You know, all of these things, if you look at it, that's the source.
That is the source.
That is a source. So many things can be made out of one thing. So you passing this forward, you often look backwards.
I look backwards all the time. My uncle Shackles, he was a major inspiration for me. You know, just people who just dropped seeds, you know. It wasn't necessarily a huge one time, but the seeds that were dropped certainly put me on the right path. I'm really into the plants. Observing where the plants are, observing the conditions of the plants. That passion came from my mom. She is absolutely my source. Her name is Alana Nori. I have to give a lot of credit to my mother.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. These seasons don't happen. You got to make sure everything's in timing and everything's in. Is there a season to these things?
How is able to be harvested year-round? When I harvest, there's several different ways to pull this type of bark off. This is the most effective way.
With the fingers.
Oh yeah, you know.
I
Got to get in there a little bit. And
well, I guess Hawaiian style manicure.
yeah.
You make it look so easy, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
So when you pull the bark back, you know, pulling it directly back on itself like this is gonna force the layers apart. So when it forces those layers apart, it means that it's instantly available. All 6 layers are instantly available, and you have cordage that's ready to go right now. You pull it directly back from the stalk like that, all 6 layers are going to be absolutely stuck together, and you will need to soak it in order to get those apart. And you're going to need to wait 2 to 3 weeks for this side. The advantage is that if you soak it, it doesn't force the layers apart and it keeps them strong. That's really important. When you force the layers apart like this is quick. I need rope right now. I need collar right now. I need to make it right now. We need to get this barge off of the reef. That's what that would be. This one over here would turn into something like this over here.
Again, the power of observation, the power of patience, science,
Yes,
simple science to just know that if I do this, this will happen. If I don't do this, another product can happen. Amazing, amazing. I mean, our people were very accomplished people. From farming
Ancient,
to
wise, and powerful.
yeah. Well, Jacob, I'm very proud of what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I hope you continue.
Thank
and
you.
Keep these things going, push it out to the future so that we can have the next generation of Ulana, the people that come here and appreciate nature in its purest form as the Nanai Kikomi. They look to the source, go find the source and bring it forward.
Aye.
So thank you for sharing with us, my
Yes,
friend.
sir. Yes,
Much
sir.
appreciated.
Thank you.